Today's video is something that was sent to us by a fan. It was a strategy they asked us to take a look at. Now, I want to put the disclaimer on this of every strategy has its pluses and minuses. Every strategy can win on a good roll. And every strategy seems to have its particular goals. As long as you manage to hit those goals and you walk away, you're fine. I don't want to look like I'm negative on every strategy except for the 3 or 4 that I personally like, because even those strategies have big weaknesses. Most of those strategies absolutely suck in the short term on the average rolls or worse. They require the absolute exceptional rolls. But I do look at it as my job over here to point out the weaknesses of strategies and make suggestions. So I hope you guys don't mind when we take a look at these strategies and I point out some weaknesses. There's some spots where I would tweak them. And again, as I say every single time, whatever strategy you are playing with, please take a look at what your bankroll is and what your walking away point is. Decide what your walking away point is, and if you hit that point, walk away. 95% of the time when players win, they give it back. I see it all the time because they want to keep chasing. They figure if 200 won me 300, then 500 should win me 1200. It doesn't work that way. You caught a great roll. You caught something that is perfect for you. Now take your money and walk away. Take your money and go cash it out. Spend it on your wife or your husband, especially your husband. You should always spend your money on your husband. And I'm glad my wife doesn't watch these. And otherwise, let's take a look at this strategy. Okay, so this strategy is, he calls it the $75 don't come strategy, which reminds me of strategies that I've seen before, so I'm pretty sure, oh yeah, that's right, I've read through this one already. Yeah, I've seen this strategy before. So here's how it works. They start out with a $10 pass line bet until a point is established. Once a point is established, they do a $75 DC with a $5 yo. And then after the DC travels, let's say it travels to the 10, then they do $10 place bets on the remaining numbers. So this would be 44 downtown, but it doesn't matter. You're going to be 42 or 44 across regardless of what you're doing. So once you are across, he then does $10 come bets with double odds. Okay, so yes, I absolutely have seen this strategy many times. In fact, I know of a husband and wife couple that plays this. He plays this strategy. She plays a different one, and it gets pretty amusing. Although he actually plays it slightly stronger. There is one tweak to this, one difference with this strategy than the typical way I see the strategy that I don't like. But let's break this down a piece at a time. So we start out with the pass line on the come out roll. Always a great bet. That is generally the best bet. It's favored to win. So we set a point, let's say the 9. Now after that, it's a $75 don't come with a $5 yo. Now, the first thing I will say to this is right here, I would just ask why. Yes, this loses on an 11, but of the 8 possible ways this can lose, the 11 is only 2 of them. I would not risk an extra $5 on that, on a 1 in 18 chance of it happening. I flat wouldn't. Now, even if you have this, and no big deal, like there's nothing necessarily wrong with this. It's a decent little hedge. It's doesn't cost that much, and it exactly replaces your don't come if the 11 comes. So 11 comes, you lose your don't come, but you make 75. It's fine. $5 is not that big a deal. But this right here, before you've gone across, this is the primary weakness. This is the primary weakness because at this point, a 0.7 out costs you $85. $85. And the way that this is structured, it would take a lot of exceptional rolls to make back that 85. Just to make back what you lose 1 in 6 times is going to require a lot more than you're going to win 5 out of 6 times. You're going to need that exceptional roll to come. Okay, but okay, that's fine. So it transfers over. So you do your 44 downtown, then you do your $10 come bet. This is the tweak that I don't typically see on this strategy. I see the strategy all the time, but I don't see the come bet very often. Now, the come bet is interesting. Once again, I would throw in the question of why, because there's 2 sides to this, that there's 2 potential ideas of why to do the come bet, and neither one of them am I a huge fan of. There's nothing wrong with the first one. The second one, there is definitely something wrong with. So the first idea is that it's a hedge against a 7. Okay, so again, I ask why. Are you just trying to hedge your pass line, that $10? Because you're winning 75 bucks right here. Oh, you can't see it. You're winning 75 bucks right here if a 7 comes with your don't come. Let me angle this camera slightly so you can see it. So you're going to win 75 bucks with your don't come to travel behind, whatever number you travel behind. Doesn't have to be the 10. So trying to win that extra $10 to make up for your $10 pass line is just weird for me. Like, do you want to risk $10 more to hedge 10 bucks of your bet? Just bet 10 bucks less. So that's one reason that I wouldn't be a fan of it, but I understand where it's coming from. And there's, again, nothing wrong with it. That's fine. The real issue I have is if the idea behind the come bet is to travel so that you're able to take odds, unless you were on a 10 or 20 times odds table, it's a horrible idea. Absolutely horrible idea. Because at 10 times or less odds, you're better off with a place bet. And let me show you. Let's say you travel to the 5 and you do 20 odds. So you have a $10 flat bet with 20 odds. You're hoping to win $40, right? If you place $30, you would win 42. So you're already winning more money. It's even worse on a 4 or a 10. You would win much more on a place bet. So rather than travel your come bet, because the idea, what am I doing? The idea here would be your come bet travels, you get paid your $14, and you stack up and you collect $4. Stack it up to a $30 bet total, 10 flat, 20 odds, and you collect $4. But why wouldn't you just, you could do it this way. If you're going to risk another $10, you could just throw in another 10 bucks and just stack it up and still collect your $4 and get paid better. So the come bet there, if the entire reason of the come bet is to get your odds, it's a really bad idea. Now, here's the other issue with this, is as we just pointed out, with the double odds, you're only collecting $4. Okay? So let's say you have that 0.7 out and lost your $85 bet. How many times, how many rolls is it going to take for you to make that $85 back? It's going to require hitting a few come bets and not losing, because even if you hit a couple of come bets, you've made that up, but then a 7 out. I mean, there's so many different things, not to mention just a re-roll on this point and you lose 75 bucks again. So the biggest weakness here is the don't come, but the second biggest weakness is how much it takes in order to win back one major loss. Now, going back to what I was saying earlier about how I have seen this strategy, I see the strategy all the time, and I know of a husband and wife couple that play this strategy. He plays this strategy. She plays a standard 54 cross. She doesn't do any horn bets, anything like that. She does do a pass line bet, but she does very minimal odds. So she does $10. She'll do $10 in odds. It's the pass line bet's kind of an afterthought for her. She plays the place bets. And more importantly, even more interesting, she barely presses. She does press on occasion. But if she caught an absolutely phenomenal roll, a 30-minute roll, she might have a couple of greens on the table. She is, for all intents and purposes, a same bettor. She just collects her $14 or $18, $19 at a time, and that's it. Doesn't press, doesn't increase her best. She's not trying to break the bank. And every time I have dealt to this couple, he has had to buy back in 2 or 3 times while she is not. And overall, when they color up and leave, she is always far ahead of him. I'm not saying she's the winner. I mean, as far as between the two of them, she's the winner. I'm not saying that she leaves winning, because that depends on the rolls. but she always, always, always spends less than him and takes home more. So just from that, just that one example that I've seen play out a couple of dozen times would tell me that the holes that I see in this strategy are absolutely true, because that's why he loses. Because of this. This right here, $75. You only have to lose it a couple of times, and you have this big, 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 big hole to dig yourself out of. Now, let me ask you this, because this is how I look at most strategies. I look at a strategy as, what is its goal to win? What is its goal to win, or what is its win condition? And I look at a winning strategy as if you can at least triple your buy-in, not your bet, not what you have on the table. Like if you do 54 across, your strategy isn't fantastic if it's designed to win you $150. If you bought in for $500 and you do 54 across, then a good strategy would be one that wins at least $1,500 if you catch the right roll. Now, with this particular strategy, I have to ask, what is the right roll? Because a 0.7 out is the wrong roll. 0.7 out is the most expensive roll. So that's going to be 1 in 6 times after the point is set. 2 in 6 times if you consider the possibility of a 7 coming on the first roll, which would win $10. You know, on the come out roll, that would win $10. So that'd be 1 in 6. And then 2 in 6 times you're going to lose $85. 1 in 6 times you're going to win 10. 2 in 6 times you're going to lose 85. And then let's look at other possibilities. So the super short rolls, this strategy can, the extremely short rolls, this strategy can lose. The medium rolls, if none of these hit and a 7 out comes, well then this lost $54 in order to win 75, so it wins $21 and actually lost the $5 yo, so it wins $16 if none of these had hit. Now, because then if we add the come bet in, then it wins $26 because that come bet will pay. But if it has traveled anywhere, you're losing that additionally, plus you only made $4 on any of these hits. So the middle rolls, it doesn't win much. The middle rolls, the super short rolls, the absolute shortest, which is a winner 7 to come out, it wins $10. 0.7 out, it loses $85 when this is in the don't come. $90, I'm sorry, because it's going to lose the 11 also. So the super short rolls, it doesn't benefit. The medium short rolls, it wins a very, very tiny amount. So it really does benefit. The exceptional rolls, the rolls that are going for 20 to 30 to 40 minutes, this strategy is going to take a beating, because you take those kind of rolls and you're going to get down behind multiple times. So the super long rolls are everybody's winning a whole ton of money. This one is going to keep taking a beating there. It may win it's going to win on the come bets, but since you're only doing double odds and you're not pressing place bets instead, there's a cap to where you can win. So this strategy, it just makes me question what the goal is. Where is the goal? Is the goal in the short rolls? Is the goal in the long rolls? To me, this strategy looks like the goal is in the 5 to 6 rolls thing, or actually probably 3 to 5 rolls thing of when the 7 comes. The 3rd, 4th, or 5th roll seems to me to be about the target for this strategy as its best chance, in which case you win very small amounts of money. So, it's not a horrible strategy, but it's kind of mixing 3 different strategies, one of which is on the opposite side as the other 2. So it's sort of bouncing around. It's not taking full advantage of any of the bets. That's, I think, the primary problem. It doesn't take full advantage of any of the bets. It's trying to look at, well, each one of these bets has its pluses, so I'm just going to bet them all. And instead of taking advantage of one particular strategy to really maximize what you can win on a long roll, you're kind of mixing and matching and just doing a shotgun blast. Throw the whole pot of noodles at the wall and see what sticks. So like I said, it's not a horrible strategy because there's actually thought, reason, and logic behind it. It does make sense, and it can win. I've seen this strategy win a couple $100. I've never seen this strategy win $500, $1,000, just flat never. But I have seen this strategy have the player be ahead $200 to $300, which that should be your goal. Say if you buy in for $300, say $450 and you walk away, because this strategy is not going to win you $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 on a $500 buy-in. It's just not going to happen. So that is my take on this strategy. Again, not a horrible strategy. Just trying to do too many things at once without specializing in any one thing. And I hope you guys find this interesting. Thank you very much for sending this to us. We love shooting these kind of videos for you guys. And I hope everyone enjoys it. Thank you very much for watching. We will catch you guys next time. Bye now. Thank you everybody for watching today's video. And as promised, a little bit more detail on things that we are working on. So again, we want to continue trying to expand the channel. We're really hoping to be able to add roulette as soon as possible, and then some video keno, video slots, stuff along those lines. Unfortunately, it ate up almost all of our cash, paying off all of our bills during the month of January while we were down. And now that the holidays have ended, YouTube's payouts have dropped significantly. So we're kind of treading water here as far as all that goes. Do have a lot of things we want to add, though. Not just those things, those additional games, and hopefully some carnival games and such like that, but the live streams. The biggest problem right now with the live streams is with 3 jobs combined between the 2 of us, 4 if I include the 20 to 30 hours a week I'm putting into the YouTube channel. It's very, very difficult for me to have a day and time that I can commit to doing the live stream every single week, because we also have our very young child to take care of. But I'm trying to figure that out. I'm thinking it's probably going to end up being on Monday nights or Tuesday afternoons, or possibly both. I intend to do at least one live stream exclusively for our patrons, and then another one on the YouTube channel. So possibly both days. We also have a few other things that we really want to attempt to move forward on. I'm just running into either time or skill set issues. I do want to eventually have a website going for us. I did used to program websites over a decade ago. A lot of things have changed, and I just don't have that time. And not a whole lot of knowledge on the current state of building websites, hosting what sites can host, and how to build up the e-commerce stuff. So if anybody has any skill sets along those lines and would like to answer some questions or just help us out, shoot us an email, sincitylivingLV@gmail.com. Also, I really hope to be able to start adding some exclusive stuff from Sin City Living, logoed shirts, hats. I'm looking to get custom dice made, even custom layouts made, although those would be pretty expensive. But I know zero about e-commerce and drop shipping and anything along those lines. So if you have any skill or knowledge in that area, please email me. I would love to ask you some questions and see if you can answer a few to help me figure out how to get that going. Same thing with designing our logos. I had some logos designed, very, very small logos, unfortunately, not big enough to blow up to put on t-shirts and stuff like that. And again, I know I know nothing about logo design, graphic design, any kind of websites that could do it. I literally know nothing. So if you have any skill or knowledge in that area also, please email me, and you're willing to answer some questions, please email me and let me know. I'll admit I don't even know where to start as far as asking some questions, but I'm sure I'll ask a few, and that'll trigger a few more, so on and so forth. So yeah, there's that, and of course we do hope to continue to improve our AV setup, but I am an AV moron, so also right there, if you have any skill sets or knowledge in that area, please email me, and are willing to answer some questions. Please email me and let me know. We would love to help. Otherwise, again, thank you everybody for watching, and we're very excited to continue bringing you our videos. Bye now.